listen, I'm out here flowing like a stream, and if it's a throw down, I want him on my team. And then off the stage, bust like I got him. And I'm up here, you could be Abacazum.
Abacazum? Abacazum. I think it was the girl in the bar with the Abacazum. Abacazum? Abacazum? I think it was the guy in the back of the newspaper talking about God that he saw in the movie before. I don't really know what it's for, but this is what we're doing it for. Abacazum. This is what it has to go to somebody to train some sort of a mystery. Maybe it's he. Maybe it's she. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's he. I don't know. But I'm going to show you exactly what I have to do. Maybe it's a flow. Maybe he's Abacazum, beatbox. Maybe it's Abacazum in the front row. Well, we got to do what we got to say and do what we got to do, and this is what we came to do.
What we came to do for you. So people, this is Say Word Entertainment. They're here in the house with the dopest emcees of New York City. With these guys to talk about the power of language, because that was one of the biggest things that Jonas came after with this play was words. Words, what they can do to destroy, create, improve, defy, whatever. So I brought these three gentlemen in. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves, tell them a little bit about who you are and why you're here talking to us.
I'll start. Far beyond. I'm an artist, educator, agent of change. Fabian, my, I guess, God-given, family-given name becomes Far Beyond. You know, my stage name, my moniker, almost like an alter ego of sorts. And excited to be here, great piece, and we're going to talk about how words, I guess, interact in our lives as activists and artists, but also, you know, even this is engagers here.
My name is Sam, known to the greater global hip-hop community as Rabbi Darkside. I'm an MC.
He's not a rabbi.
DJ. But I'm an ordained officiant and can perform weddings.
He can do that.
Spontaneously. Hip-hop artist, educator. One thing we have in common is we all work in the New York City public schools. I've been doing so for 11 years. My head is a little spinning because I haven't had time to process what we just saw. So
That's what we're here for.
This conversation right now.
I'm a terrorist. No, really, seriously. MC name is Hired Gun, but I have no weapons. My real name is Mikal. I mean Lee. I'm not lying. He's Arabic, but I'm not Arabic. Artist, educator, MC, writer, and pretty much been up for almost 36 hours because I just got back from the Bible. So it's interesting how Abacazum became a million different things all at once. And that's definitely the ability that language has. It's very just interesting how that can just all just kind of spin out of control, just by someone's interpretation on this side as opposed to the other, and then just flip right back and forth.
Words are weapons, and it was my introduction into hip-hop culture that made me believe that I could change the world and change people's worlds. And I think that's a common denominator for all three of us, and that's fundamentally why we work with young people. And I've seen it. I've seen the power of words change people's lives, and I've seen it destroy them. And you've seen it topple governments, and you see what's happening, a few blocks from here on Wall Street right now, and you see the violence that words incite. And
when you were talking about just sort of like young people want their stories to be heard. They want their voices to be affirmed, that they have something that's meaningful to share with the world. We just had some German social workers come into town. They were observing a lot of the social work programs going on in the city, and I had the privilege of watching them interact with 4 girls from Harlem, right, who are participating in this program called Groove With Me. And first of all, their bubbly personalities, as they talked about this place they love so much, changed the moment they had to talk about the seriousness that goes on in their neighborhoods. The people who die, the drugs, the violence. And then be able to come right back and sort of say, but I have a place like this, and it gives me other options, it keeps me off the street. And in talking to the social workers after this, I go all this long way to show that these social workers are profoundly moved by this 45-minute exchange. And I think for these young people, whether it's in Zimbabwe or in Berlin or in our own backyard, we spend so much time shoving stuff down their throats to consume. What they really want is a space where they can create. and they can share their perspective.
But thank you guys so much for sticking around for the talk back. We really appreciate it. Entertainment.